The Commission of Inquiry into State Capture has announced that it's investigating its Secretary, Dr. Khotso De Wee, who's been implicated in the evidence of former Bosasa COO Angelo Agrizzi. The Commission released a statement this afternoon saying it takes allegations against De Wee in a very serious light. Agrizzi, who's continuing to give his testimony, implicated De Wee in his affidavit as one of the senior officials of the Department of Justice who were paid bribes by Bosasa.
It was another day of startling revelations at the inquiry into state capture. This as the former Bosasa COO Angelo Agrizzi continued spilling the beans. It's emerged that he may implicate as many as 80 people in corrupt activities relating to business dealings at Bosasa. But the highlights for today's testimony, revelations that even the Zondo Inquiry's very own secretary, Dr. Khotso De Wee, was implicated in dirty dealings. This after Agrizzi alleged that De Wee received bribes from Bosasa during his tenure at the Department of Justice. This was allegedly in relation to the establishment of security system tender in various courts countrywide. De Wee has since taken special leave pending the outcome of the investigation. As he continued his testimony, more people, including a Northwest MEC, the province's Youth Development Center, and even the ruling party were also mentioned.
What I was told and what was requested, I can confirm it, that it was Sivian Dlamini from Bosasa that requested that I attend a meeting at the, I'm giving you one example of the Northwest. I would attend a meeting at the stadium that was built in Rustenburg. I can't recall the name right now, but I attended a meeting there and the MEC was present with me. I cannot recall the name. At that meeting I was told it's for electioneering, and that's why I've made mention of it.
Agrizzi also confirmed that Bosasa did indeed pay the legal fees of former SABC COO Claudi Mutwaneng.
Paragraph 10 reads, during the middle of August 2017, Gavin Watson approached me to assist him to pay the legal costs of Mr. Claudi Motsoeneng. On 17 August 2017, I received an invoice from Walter Jele from Majavu Attorneys - proof attached. Before we go into the detail, do you know anything about those facts?
I don't know the details, but I have seen the proof and the payments made.
You've seen proof of the payments. Are those the payments referred to in the subsequent lines of paragraph 10?
That's correct.
Do you have those available?
I've submitted everything to the Commission in digital format, but the printed copies are with my erstwhile attorneys.
All right. So the paragraphs regarding payment read, I have paid the total invoice amount of 1,187,656 Rand 82 cents in 2 installments. First payment of 600,000 Rand on 20 August 2017, proof attached. Second payment of 587,656 Rand 82 cents on 21 August 2017, proof attached. You say you've seen those documents?
Yes, I have.
And are they documents which reflect those amounts and dates?
I just want to clarify for the Chair that I would not have attached this affidavit if there was any untruths or anything not clear in this affidavit backed up by proof.
Agrizzi will continue testifying on Monday.
And to discuss this, I'm joined on Skype by the Executive Director at Corruption Watch, David Lewis. A very good evening to you, Mr. Lewis, and thank you so much for speaking to us. Just reflecting back on that final statement by Angelo Agrizzi saying he would not have added anything in the affidavit which he could not have backed up by proof. But the question is, the allegations that he's made about whom benefited from the bribes paid by Bosasa. Is this the end of the story, though?
I think he's got more evidence to present, and I would hope it would not be the at the story. And
we seem to be having a bit of a delay and a problem with that connection. Let's see if I can try again. So the question I was asking Mr. Lewis, if this is the end of the story, he makes allegations, there's proof of payments, supporting documentation. Is this where it ends, just in terms of apportioning guilt for these acts?
No, I mean, the commission is not about apportioning in the criminal sense. It's about conducting an investigation, and it's for the Hawks and the National Prosecuting Authority to investigate and to prosecute. But certainly, I think it would be extremely disappointing if the investigation and prosecution people that Agrizzi has revealed has been in the air about Bosasa for a very long time. And, one would have hoped that, Bosasa would have been investigated a long time ago. In fact, it was investigated by the Special Investigating Unit, but I don't think that report has ever been released by the presidency. So, we should be well into a criminal prosecution, but the Zondo Commission's responsibility and duty is not for apportioning guilt at a criminal standard. It's for investigating a series of things as laid out by their terms of reference, and this certainly fits well into their terms of reference.
So we'll come back to previous investigations and possible findings, but I'm wondering, as Corruption Watch, how are you encouraging South Africans to digest this information? They're quite sensational claims that have been made.
Well, they are sensational, and they were bound to get sensational and will get more and more sensational as those who were directly implicated and involved in corrupt conduct, as is the case with Mr. Agrizzi, come forward to give testimony. These are, I'm afraid, the people who have inevitably the best evidence and the best information. And I'm sure that there are plenty more of them who are going to be looking at what's going on and taking the view that maybe it's better that we cooperate with the authorities. And I have little doubt that before Mr. Agrizzi came and delivered this extraordinary testimony, that he has been, I'm sure he will have been in discussion with the prosecutorial authorities and certainly with the legal team at the Commission as to questions surrounding his own incriminating himself, which obviously he's done at every step and turn. But I think you're going to see more and more of these sensational disclosures, and not only in relation to Bosasa.
I think the thing is, what is the impact on the psyche of the South African public? Because these allegations are being listened to by you and I. And
either.
Okay, so we had a slight disconnection there, but I was asking that, how do you think ordinary South Africans are going to digest all of this? Because they're going to have quite an impact on the psyche of South Africans in terms of what does it mean, especially when it comes to guilt, connecting the dots. I mean, the allegation, for one, that R500,000 was paid into the bank account of Andile Ramaphosa Foundation will tempt some people to make a connection with the highest office in the country.
Yeah, well, that's something that has been known about now for a good few weeks. And I think, it's important that that particular allegation, what's around, be answered. It needs to be answered by his son or his campaign team. I think it's important that it be answered. But South Africans, I hope, are going to remain outraged at what's happened. I mean, we for example, have a writer present at the hearings every day, we are providing this copy that we are producing to, for example, community stations, community radio stations. So I think South Africans what has been happening.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. My apologies to the viewers. Unfortunately, we tried very hard to try and bring you Corruption Watch's point of view and just how they understand the various issues that are coming out of the Commission of Inquiry, the statements made by Bosasa's former COO Angelo Agrizzi. Unfortunately, a disappointment, that connection with Skype, but that's Executive Director Corruption Watch David Lewis. And we are asking you to share your views, whether or not this latest statements, revelations are going to allow, especially the law enforcement agencies, an opportunity to really reach down to the roots of corruption in this country and allow them to not only nip it in the bud, but to take it on. But we'll be back right after the break. Do keep on sending your views through.